What's good, y'all? What is good? So I had to drop in on y'all today and talk about these crypto liquidations. So as y'all slowly join this stream here, we're gonna play a little music like our customary startup way. As people join, we're gonna be also looking at some price action on a few different chains and coins that y'all are interested in. So make sure that you leave a comment in the chat if you want me to check one out. Now let's get this show on the road with some smacks.
All the scenery, trees and greenery, cryptocurrency, stake my currency first to the research, deep dive feet first on the beat, berserk on the block we work. Grown man, big world, tiny man. Big bags, 100 grand rubber band. Life of blockchain, never be the same. Verify the ownership, change the game. Transparency when I'm talking fame. Tokenizing our mind and our brain. When I step a pool, I get an LP. Impermanent loss won't affect me. Passive income, passive income, passive income. Gold in my dental, thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals, told my girl it was simple. We getting all this money to purchase rentals and get passive income. A neighborhood hero who started from zero. Researching the crypto and teaching his people. Collecting some euro in Europe for crypto. Spending that dinero on chain with Circo. On chain money market, on folks where I park it. USDC for profit, crypto still popping.
All right. Welcome back. If you new to the channel, welcome to Passive Income Network, aka Paying Crypto. I'm C. Will, and on this live stream today, we're gonna be going over some price action. A lot of liquidations happened today that needs to be discussed and put on our radar. And then if you got some charts you want me to check out, definitely let me know. We're gonna start off with the main stories right here. And let me know if you can hear me good in the chat. All right, so this is what has happened today. Altcoins hit hard as week starts with 1.7 billion in crypto liquidations. So we know many of us over here obviously hold crypto bags, and I bet you felt that today when these things got hit. And honestly, I thought with the rate cuts happening last week that we would get more pump rather than dump. So we got a few days of pump, and now we are in Monday, and they took it all back. What's good, Jimmy? Let's see what Jimmy got to say. That's hot. That's hot. Keep doing it. Most people know nothing shot crypto, so you rapping about it puts you in a good position considering everybody rapping about the same thing. I agree. I gotta drop some more music, definitely. So I appreciate that, Jimmy. Yeah, because I like to educate people with the music, but also have a good time at the same time. So yeah, I've been in the lab a little bit. I should get back in the studio and hit y'all with some new fire. But yeah, keep them coming, Jimmy. Keep it coming, everybody else. But now, as we go look at this, it says the crypto market kicked off with a week with one of the sharpest downturns of 2025, erasing more than 151 billion in market value in a single day. So we seen at the peak, Ethereum was down like 9%. What's good, Cloudy? What's good? Always, I want to know where everybody from. So as y'all join the stream, let me know where you from. Jimmy, where you at? Cloudy, where you at? And I appreciate you, Cloudy, always tapping in with me. So Ethereum bore the heaviest losses with nearly 500 million in liquidations, while Bitcoin saw about 284 million wiped out. Altcoins such as XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, and Hyperliquid tumbled 7 to 12%, erasing recent gains and signaling an abrupt end to the latest altcoin rally. Jersey. Nice. Shout out to everybody out in Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. Okay. So talk about these liquidations. We all expect a very powerful alt season to happen. But but so far I have not been too impressed. So if we talking about liquidations, these are the people who are going 1x, 10x, 100x, 50x in leverage. So the people that are trading essentially crypto futures, and those crypto futures are being watched. Just like stocks and options, they watch them for short squeezes. So when too many people are long, you run out of buyers. And then when you're running out of buyers, people see that levels are being hit, but everybody's long. So what they try to do as an industry is then sell. And if you sell, that makes all of the leverage longs that are doing 20x, 50x, they get wiped out. Bring the prices down, hit everybody's stop loss. They make money in fees they collect if they went short on you. Then what they do is, the psychology is that then you want to go short. That's when they reverse it and turn it back up. Wipe you out again. So we got to play the leverage game real chill, y'all, real chill. So again, Jimmy from Jersey, again, big shout out to Jersey. I always watch, just not usually catch the live. Well, it's nice to have you live, man. I appreciate the support. The goal here is to turn it up more, bring out more education. I'm about to start interviews again. So if y'all got people y'all want me to reach out to get them on the channel, let's get it. We still got time at the end of this year to make things popping. North Carolina out here, but originally from Boston. Okay. I went to Boston maybe 2 years ago. I like Boston. Boston's a cool place. North Carolina, I haven't been there yet, but I do know it's a beautiful state. Hey, Rebecca James. I remember you, Rebecca. What's good? I stay out of leverage. Yeah. Leverage is a dangerous game to play. Again, as I broke down, you can easily be wiped out with a small 1, 2, 3% move. And today we're seeing 9% moves, 12% moves. And if you're in the wrong direction, you're about to get hit. And it's different from the options because you can stretch it out a lot longer and just pay for a higher premium. But you know how that goes. You didn't follow me back on Twitter. Rebecca, let me see real quick. Let me check right now. Let me see, Rebecca. Did you follow C Will PDX or Pen Crypto? Let me know, Rebecca. Which one did you follow? And I'll check it right now. All right, so let's get back to this article. Let's see. All right, so this is what people really want, is the Bitcoin dominance. They want it to fall. Here it says Bitcoin dominance rises at altcoins values drop. The sell-off also brought a sharp reversal in market sentiment. The altcoin season index, which peaked at 100 points just days ago, has now dropped to 64, suggesting traders are shifting back towards Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance has climbed to 57%, while ETH dominance slips to 13%. Historically, altcoin season lasts only a few weeks before liquidity rolls back into Bitcoin. Analysts warn that the latest liquidation cascade may have ended this cycle earlier than suspected. Smaller tokens, including Aster, World Liberty Financial, and Pump, which recently saw speculative surges, were among the hardest hit, with more than 263 million wiped away. That's another thing right there. Got to be careful of these smaller coins, right? Got to be careful. Market taking hearts right now. Got to hang tight. Hey, listen, definitely taking hearts. And in this game, it's hard to take profits too, because you never know when this thing's going to keep going higher. That's what we always thinking, higher, higher, higher. And then all of a sudden they take it all back in one day. CWO PDX, that's your handle? Yes. So Rebecca, I got my my X out right now. So if you follow me, I'll get it right now. And then type your handle as well, and I'll make sure that I don't miss it this time. Okay. And then, so here's the next headline here. Healthy shakeout or bearish warning. Despite steep losses, many analysts argue that the pullback reflects a healthy reset rather than the end of a bull cycle. Over-leveraged traders were washed out, creating stronger support levels for long-term holders. Institutional demand remains intact, with Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs recording steady inflows last week, suggesting that large institutions or investors continue to buy the dip. On-chain data also shows 400,000 ETH leaving exchanges, pointing towards accumulation despite short-term volatility. For now, the market's next move hinges on whether Ethereum can hold above 4,100 and Bitcoin stabilizes near 112. Okay. And this is exactly what CZ said from Binance. He said this volatility is necessary. These pullbacks are healthy to establish a new level of support. And if we just keep rocketing off, you're going to get that blow off top, and then it's all over. I buy the dip. Yeah, I bought some dip today. What you buy today? Let me know what y'all bought today in the chat. All right, Rebecca James. Let's see. Let me find you real quick because I don't see it, Rebecca. James R. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. RBE. James with RB 9. Oh, there you are. Rebecca James. Okay. Got you. I followed you back, Rebecca. Got you. Algo all day. Salute, Captain. Salute. Alcoholic. Hey, if you're going to be addicted to something, buying them algos is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. With much respect. All right. I got one more article before we dive in. Let's see. I lost it. Let's see. So I think it's very obviously important to be following Ethereum. And I like to follow Tom Lee as a guy I like to definitely tap into because he has great insights on the markets. And then we're going to be talking about Bitmine. Bitmine holds over 2% of ETH supply, announces a $365 million offering. Bitmine is essentially taking the playbook from Strategy, and Strategy did this with Bitcoin about 5 years ago. Bitmine is now doing it. They want to be the stock that is basically a leveraged ETH. Okay. So Jimmy said Moonwell and Mammo. Yeah. Them two been beat up and pulled, and definitely they pulled back. So I think the bottom is in. Someone wrote me about that today, that they saw that they think the Mammo bottom is in. I think so as well. It had a nice run. Airdrop was cool too. Rewards are back for Moonwell, but I want to see it pump. Those are two great products. Algo Run got 57,000. Algo Gonna Run got 57,000. Oh, you got a nice bag in there. Let's pray for a 5x. How many Algo you got for that? 57,000. Yeah, Robert, let us know what you got for that. That sounds like a few 100,000 Algo, I would think, right? So let us know, Robert. Okay, so now back to this. And again, we got to study Bitcoin. We got to study Bitmine. We're going to hit the charts after this. Bitmine Immersive Technologies, a crypto treasury company focused on Bitcoin and Ether, says it controls more than 2% of Ethereum's total supply after amassing 2.4 million ETH. Damn. The company disclosed Monday that its Ether holdings are valued at about 10.1 billion, making it the largest corporate ETH treasury worldwide. It also announced a new fundraising initiative aimed at pushing its reserves even higher. So you got MicroStrategy with Bitcoin as the largest treasury company. And then you have Bitmine as the second largest treasury company. Okay. And that's important because It is showing clear institutional adoption, which will help at least bare minimum pump Bitcoin and Ethereum. We all should at least hold or trade some of that. 210,000. Yeah, that's a nice bag. Nice bag. That's what I said. Taking Hearts, I got in at 17 cents, so they're good. These are good sales for me. Ooh, that's a nice entry. That's a nice entry. So you got some ALGO. Let me know the long name for SHX. I know ZBEC and I know Stellar Lumens. Like I said, I just got some Chainlink today. Robert, nice. Yeah. Salute to Robert. That's a nice bag. Let's see again. Stronghold. Okay. I never heard of Stronghold. Let me know if I should go look that one up. It's a lot of cryptos out there, but yeah, definitely familiar with XLM for sure. Okay. So when we're looking at Bitmine, right? What Tom Lee said before was that Bitcoin did a 10x basically, 10x from 2020 to now, 5 years essentially. MicroStrategy did a 25x. Okay. And the reason is because of the way that they accumulate, the way, let me get some water, y'all. Hold on, bear with me. Excuse me. But it's the way they accumulate, the way they leverage debt. So it's a little better than spot trading, essentially. And again, the more they do it, the more other companies do it. And then they start to look around and figure out what else they could get their assets into their companies. So then you have like the Solana, for example, you got Chainlink doing a reserve. People are looking at XRP. This is why it's important. According to Strategic ETH reserve data, Bitmine is currently the world's top corporate ETH treasury. SharpLink Gaming and ETH treasury led by an Ethereum co-founder takes the silver medal with 800,000 ETH. So again, as I just broke it down, Bitmine chairman Tom Lee framed the premium pricing as a sign of institutional confidence, noting that the funds will be directed toward expanding the company's Ether reserves. The convergence of both Wall Street moving into the blockchain and AI/agentic AI, creating a token economy, is creating a super cycle for Ethereum. And again, remember, we got the Genius Act passing, the Clarity Act, all of that is positive, especially for Ethereum. Okay, but yeah, again, Stronghold, he says, brother, you need Stronghold is directly linked to XRP. In what way is it linked to XRP? That's what I'm curious about. But I know we got the XRP army in here, and they never miss, it seems like. They never miss to tell you to get on that XRP, and I ain't mad at y'all. I ain't mad at y'all. Not mad at y'all at all. All right, so now let's actually start to really look at these charts now. My video last week when I charted Algorand and Hedera, people definitely appreciated it. So I want to follow up because things have now changed, essentially. So what I have pulled up is the daily chart for, remove this here, the daily chart for the total crypto market cap. The blue line here was the previous high when Bitcoin was around, I believe, 90,000, right? So price has landed on top of that blue line, which is a high. So now we're always at essentially flirting with 40 trillion. And 4 trillion, excuse me, is what we need to stay above. That's about right here. That's this line right here, 4 trillion, 40 trillion. If we can stay above 40 trillion, that puts us in a situation where altcoins should go crazy. We need altcoins to go crazy essentially without Ethereum fully dumping and Bitcoin fully dumping on us. You know what I'm saying? What's your algo price prediction by end of year? We're going to chart algo in a moment, but like I said last week, I'm thinking 5x from here, which is about $1, slightly over. That's if and when we get that real pump. Historically, the end of the year, the Christmas rally, as they call it, is way more bullish than the most parts of the year. So to get the Christmas rally, that's when you can get the liquidity infusion. Institutions want to make sure that they got the right returns for their customers, for their shareholders. Everybody's pumping. So essentially, again, if we can stay above that 4 trillion and then make our way to like 5 or 6, right? Then you get the article I just pulled up, the Bitcoin dominance shifts. And what that means is that investors are rotating the capital out of Bitcoin and Ethereum into the smaller caps to get the returns. And that's when things happen exponentially. And then retail also does the same. But the key part there, obviously, and I've seen this happen in 2022, you got to be able to get out when you can, because it will only last for a few weeks, just like the pump November to December with the inauguration pump. That's what happens. But I'll chart algo in them next. So he says Ondo, CRO, that's crypto.com's coin, Chronos, Algorand, Hedera, Stellar, Lumens, VeChain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Them are some nice picks. So Ondo, Chronos, Algorand, Hedera, Stellar, and our biggest holdings get a sleeper. Dana White and Trump are best friends. CRO pumped and VeChain partnership with UFC plus is having real use case. Another good buy. Hey, Robert, look like you have a great portfolio. Especially, it kind of didn't even matter where you got in with most of these because they all did really well within the last year or two. If you got in 3 years ago, maybe 2022, 2023, even better. If you're getting in now, not bad. I see all of them coins doing even better in the next 5 years. So great insights and picks. Stronghold does not inherently need XRP to function, but its integration allows businesses to leverage the XRP ledger for real-time transaction processing and efficient fund settlement. Interesting. I want to know your opinion too on XRP in general, if you can give me a quick little blurb, because it seems like Chainlink is actually having more integrations and doing more work. A lot of the XRP army says XRP is mostly, becoming a bank, right? Let me know if it's becoming a bank. They also mention XRP for foreign exchange. And I understand that. I've seen articles about Brazil and Portugal doing foreign exchange transfers. But if you got more insights, please let me know. Algo $1+ by February 2026. Yeah, I can see that. December to February. I say about December, but it could be, year after two after halving will be like March. So that's not surprising either. Not surprising either. Check your Twitter and tell me how they seem to you. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna get back to you. Yeah, Rebecca, I will get back to you. Appreciate you for sending. I sold my XRP for XLM. I sold mine for Algo, I don't know, 2.5 years ago, and people went crazy on that video and came from my head and said I was crazy. Some people supported it. So I feel you. Me personally, I think, Stellar recently put government data onto the blockchain via Chainlink. So Chainlink, Stellar, Lumens kind of partnered together to put gross domestic product data on the blockchain. That's a fire thing to me. So Robert says, got in bear market November 2023, basically bought all lows, up a lot and holding till we go off this bull run. Happy waiting for this real cycle to go off. Damn, Robert, you did great. You did great, Robert, because that's when when it was really buy time. A lot of times, a lot of things happen where people also didn't sell last cycle, so a lot of people didn't have money either to buy. So if you did get in around them lows, Bitcoin essentially started to take off back to the upside around that time, and essentially was in a bull market the whole 2024. A lot of people didn't realize it until it made a new all-time high, but essentially from the bottom it was in, and that was our signal. Great work. XRP is the core. Don't let them fool you. Everything will flow through XRP. It will funnel 40% of Swift within 2 years step up integration. Okay, I'm watching because I keep hearing that, but literally it looks like Chainlink is actually working with Swift. I don't understand why a bank would put all their money on XRP. I feel like they did good marketing on y'all. XRP is the core. Don't let them fool you. Everything will flow through XRP. And if I'm wrong about that one, but I just can't see it. I be studying the banks, and they're not trying to let a blockchain essentially take them out. So they are looking for integrations and partnerships, but to literally have all money flow on the XRP ledger, I'm not sure. A good job, Robert. Yeah. Everybody give Robert a salute. Give Robert a salute. Hey, listen. If y'all like what's going on here, y'all could definitely super chat, especially you, Robert. I'm gonna have to call you Big Bag Robert in a moment, especially we get that blow off top. Robert, what island or country we meeting up at? What island or country? Buy XLM. Forget about XRP. XLM is connected to 141 plus chains, including Chainlink. XRP can't even be considered DeFi, nor can they use smart contracts. Nothing can go on XRP. Yeah, and that's my confusion is that XRP, no smart contracts, no DeFi. Essentially, all you do is move around XRP. So essentially, you would have to take your money, turn it into XRP to move it, which puts in a volatile asset. Ethereum, the Algorands, the Stellars, all of them have USDC. And that, I think, is a smarter way to obviously move the monies in a stablecoin. But if you have RLUSD, that's their own personal stablecoin, that's one thing, but the volume is not the same as a Tether or USDC. So I'm still not quite understanding, but I get the conviction. Incorrect. Everything is ISO 2002 goes through Quant. Quant in the building. Shout out to Quant. I hear that the ISO 20022 has been debunked. Remember, the elites don't want us to make money. XRP is a rug. The real XRP is XPR Proton Network. The elites, they don't want us to make no money. XRP, it seems like they're just selling XRP or something. They're kind of like fundraising for Ripple is to, but a lot of foundations do that. Algorand Foundation does that too. So it's becoming very interesting. But again, if you have had XRP in the last year and a half, you did make some money if you sold. Chainlink uses XRP. They won't tell you that. Look at big institutions buying in the background. I'm gonna have to research that one. Chainlink using XRP doesn't make sense to me. Chainlink is an oracle. They move data. They make all the connections. Why would they have XRP? Because XRP is not even connected like Chainlink is. So interesting. XLM and XRP work together. Okay. Let's go, Jimmy. Laugh a lot. Bobby Big Bags. Yeah, he definitely Bobby Big Bags. No doubt about that. Bobby flying everybody out in a year or two. Bobby fly everybody in the chat out. He says, so Claudia says, I've been in the roller coaster since 2021, ride it to the top and ride it back down and still in the train. Hopefully I don't take that again and take profit this time. Listen, I halfway did that. I got into 2021. I rode a lot up I got out much as I can, but it could have been a lot more. Full roller coaster ride is not what you want to do. That is not what you want to do. And I think the crazy part about this is that there's so many more coins. There's so many more assets for us to put the money in that I think is a little bit more diluted. It's not the same euphoria like it was in 2021. So that's interesting. What do you think about the newer DEX Avantis? Is that the one that you can do leverage? Because if that's Avantis, I checked it out. I think that is the one. That's the one you got to do leverage. And I'm in the United States and they don't let us use that. So you let me know what you think. And I definitely rock with the base ecosystem. All right, F says, banks don't need XRP to use Ripple Tech. Why did they try to buy USDC? Because no one is using RLUSD. Banks will use stablecoins for liquidity. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. That makes more sense to me. Because you can't even really, I don't know if the RLUSD reserves are actually proved the same and fit in with the Clarity Act. So they did try to buy Circle. So Robert says ISO 2002 coin should all do decent. Another big holding I have is Curve. Oh, yeah, I know Curve. I think it will benefit off the stablecoin bill. Another sleeper. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Definitely big bags, Roberts. Big Bobby, big bags. Let's go, Robert. Peace and love to the fam. They want everyone to be shaken out. Don't be fooled. It's just business. They can wait. They aren't worried about price. Facts. Straight Lavish says, is right now still a good time to buy altcoins or should I be holding on? I think right now is a great time. Depends on which one you're buying, but I definitely think it's a great time because we're in a slight pullback right now. I definitely think so. All right, so Robert says I'm down for Colombia and Costa Rica. Hey, Colombia is definitely on the list for me. I like Colombia. Let's do Colombia. Yeah, I like Colombia. Stable coins are just a new form of digital debt to eat up the inflation. They are temporary. The new token are last for a financial crisis. You can't pay it off 40 trillion. Nah, you can't. But what they're doing though, they're having all of these companies with the Genius Act, via the Genius Act, purchase U.S. treasuries because they're losing a lot from China, Germany, Japan. If you can get all these companies to hold USDC, essentially you have to have treasuries, which means they can get more money out of the companies and not be so reliant. And then if they spread the US dollar to places like Argentina, everywhere that doesn't necessarily have the dollar, they can spread it in USDC. That benefits the United States. That's the plan. The debt ain't going nowhere though. They're just gonna act like it don't exist. Yep. I got 2021, got left with the hot potato. This bull run is a personal vendetta to take profits for me. Only holding a couple after the bull run. Yeah, that's what I'm on. Last cycle was definitely DeFi and yield farming. So I'm back to just building positions of DeFi. Like, so for example, like Aerodrome paired with USDC, I want to build that out for a few years. ALGO USDC for a few years, and that's one type of portfolio that I'm building out, and then just holding it in general. I'm selling that. There is more RL USDC on ETH than the XRP ledger. XLM, best smart contracts in the game, leader in real world assets on and off ramps and fiat protocol, 23.5K transaction per second. That can easily go up to 10K faster than XRP, cheaper. Yeah, in my opinion, XLM and Algo, ALGO, better than XRP. If you're moving your stuff to ETH, I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, that's right. Are you holding any Caspa and are you bullish on Caspa? I looked at Caspa before, not bullish, not holding any. I'm also just trying to keep everything tight because you can spread yourself really thin. I'm not holding no Caspa. I know people out there do rock with Caspa. So I ain't mad at anybody that's rocking with Caspa. The goal is for us all to print, but sometimes we all become tribal. A lot of stuff is out there to, kind of distract us potentially. All right, so let's get back to this chart. Let's see, where was we at? So, okay, so this is so we need this line across. We need the 4 trillion. Essentially, we need to really, by end of year, to hit what the analyst is talking about, 150,000 Bitcoin and all of that type of stuff. We really need at the 4 trillion mark, we need about what's my number? About a 25% gain from here, realistically, in market cap, almost a 30%. And I think if we can hit 5 trillion, all them coins we talking about should at least pop for a few weeks. All right, so if we go look at Bitcoin, at these levels drawn up, we got a rejection, MACD crossing signal, MACD crossing the signal. Not a good sign. We're probably going to head back down to 108,000, like we hit it here and here. That's not what we want. We want it to stabilize and bounce off of this trend line here and head back up. But I do think this is a part of the shakeout. Now, if we go look at Ethereum, personally looking a little bit stronger. It's been in this basically zone for 45 days. It's holding up relatively, decent. If we zoom in, it has pretty much stopped at the 4,082. Same thing here, and that's when it broke through. Here was on August 25th. So just like Bitcoin, we need these levels to hold at least for another few weeks before it potentially will move back up. Rev Yeager, are you from Reykjavik, Iceland? Let me know. Where the rest of y'all from? Where the rest of y'all from in the chat? I think some may be confused. I like all tokens that have utility: XRP, XLM, ALGO, IOTA, XDC, etc. But what makes sense, and good luck to all y'all. I hope you retire soon. That's real talk. Appreciate that love. I like all the utility coins as well, plus some DeFi coins. So that's what we got for ETH. And now if we go look at Chainlink, we got it's the same setup kind of everywhere. It just depends on how bullish things have been, but everything's pretty much got the same chart. Here's XLM. It's just levels to how they're looking right now. Some are more bullish than others, so it just all depends. Ondo dropped its platform, still pulled back. Algo pulled back, kind of, actually fell under the 200. So that's not what we want. Aerodrome, more bullish, same situation. We got the 8 crossing the 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, pulled back. Moonwell beat down. I think Moonwell, the base ecosystem, still got great buys. But essentially, everything is on about a 4 to 5 day pullback. We don't want pullback. We want stabilization. So we really gonna have to see what happens in the next few days. If we can stabilize, lay a new foundation here, we have a higher chance of beating those markers. If not, I'm gonna have to do some more charting and update y'all about that, about what I see with the recent reactions. Remember, if you are doing technicals, you got to keep updating to read and what's happening. All right. Post chain. Yeah. I hear about post chain. Tell me what you like about post chain. Yeah, Vantis is the perps dex. I heard it's like hyper liquid, but you have access to higher leverage with Avantis. Yeah, be careful with all that leverage, but I get it. Again, a lot of times in the United States, we can't use these type of products without like flipping through VPNs and doing all kind of stuff. I lost some crypto some years ago using a VPN. What's your thoughts on Avantis? Again, my thought is in the United States, we can't use it. I think leverage is good, maybe up to about 5x. Me personally, I don't like 100x leverage, 20x. Every 1.7 billion in liquidations today. But I think people enjoyed the airdrop they got on base from the banker community or banker bot token. So I think it's a good play. I like perps only up to 5x, in my opinion. Oh, and hello from British Columbia, Canada. Yeah, shout out to Canada. Canada, y'all some cool people up there. Y'all some cool people. Everyone needs to get a bag of Stronghold. I'm going to do research on Stronghold. Stronghold for sure. Yeah, I'm going to do research on that. We're going to definitely do research on Stronghold. Yeah. All right. And then for some of y'all who ALGO fans, I want to put this on your radar. I'm going to make a deeper video about this. Algorand is out. Algorand makes your own chain activity count, complete quests, refer friends, earn real rewards, just connect your wallet and get started. So this is very interesting. This one was interesting. We're going to dive in deeper on a video about Algorand ecosystem. And in the chat, let me know if y'all want me to make a deep dive on any other coins. All right. Where to buy Avantis looks good. Go to the Aerodrome Dex. Aerodrome Dex and the to go to Aerodrome. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, because I use base too. Let's see. I swear it's on Aerodrome. Yeah, I would check Aerodrome. I'm not sure right now, but I would check Aerodrome. It's definitely in the base ecosystem. Yeah, I don't do more than 5x usually, but Avantis price chart is looking good for it being a couple weeks old. Yeah. Or the Coinbase wallet. Check the Coinbase wallet. But yeah, I'm with you. 5x, I think, is my limit. I'm only holding XRP and Avantis. Ty Guy 3D. Let me start over. I'm only holding XRP and Avantis, trying not to let the red get to me. But dang, do you really think they will pop? Just want to have my kids set up for when I can't anymore. All right, so here's my opinion on this. For the kids, right? You got to do with the big dogs. So I respect the XRP hold, but if you want for the kids, it's definitely the Bitcoin, definitely the Ethereum, debatably BNB, XRP, or Solana. That's what I think there, because you want to stick with the larger market caps. If you're talking about the future, 5, 10, 20, 30 years, we got to go larger. Then if you want to be risky, Avantis may or may not be that thing in 5 years. Get some Avantis, get a few other bags, and then dollar cost average over time for like 5 years. And then you're going to see what happened. But for the kids, Bitcoin, Ethereum, things that have proven themselves over a 10-year window, that's where I would start. Feel the same way about stocks, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, ETFs like QQQ. That's where I would go, and then work my way down into the riskier bags. At Ty Guy 3D, buy it to know it's a long-term investment. Buy and hold and forget. Yeah. You gotta just dollar cost average over the years. I'm thinking the same thing for my boy too. So gotta start big, large cap, strong, and then work your way down. Stronghold, they own ISO 22 messaging technology. I gotta research that one. Mad love and respect. I appreciate the info. I will be adding them to the portfolio for sure. Most definitely. Ty Guy, much love to you and the family. So yeah, y'all. One more thing. I wanted to show y'all this too, because let's see. I thought thought this was important here. If I can find it again. Let's see. Where did I put it? Oh, I gotta get my keyboard back. Chainlink. Let's see. Let me find this real quick. Where did it go, y'all? Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see. I can't find it, y'all. Let me see. Bear with me. Let's see. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Okay. So I found it. This is what I want to point out. So one thing I like to really pay attention to, this is basically like a stock buyback, right? Chainlink. Let me, before I explain, let me get to these comments again too, because I appreciate y'all. So Ty Guy, much respect, appreciate the info. Oh, most definitely. I'm a 50X on it. It is the one. Hey, I ain't mad if you're at 50X. That's a banger. Make sure everyone likes and subs. I know I did the best part. It's all free. Oh, thank you, Ty Guy. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, show some love. We're trying to grow this thing and keep putting out great info. At Pink Crypto, excellent show. Thanks for the constant great info. You were the only person putting Algo on the map. Became an Algo dev a month ago. Oh, hey, shout out to you for becoming an Algo dev. We still dropping info on Algorand. I definitely support the community and ecosystem. Appreciate you supporting the channel. We staying locked in. Cheap followers on streambo.com remove the space. I'm not sure what that is, but again, big shout out to you becoming an Algo dev, and thank y'all for tapping in. So my last thing, I'm about to slowly close out on y'all. I put this on the radar because this is something I want us to think about before we go. So Chainlink right now is essentially, if you look at it every single week, they're taking their revenues, look at the 18th, the 11th, the 4th, and they're buying 40,000 something worth of Chainlink, right? And very similar to a corporate stock buyback, they're stabilizing and pumping their bags with revenue they make outside the ecosystem. So something like this is something that we should put on the radar. What coins are creating reserves? What coins believe in their product enough where they're buying their own product? I think Sui did it as well, right? If we think about what DeFi products or protocols are doing the same thing, Moonwell is doing that. They're buying back their tokens and giving it to their stakers. Mammo's doing that. Aerodrome has the V-Aero voting. So this is something that we need to put on our radar and think about it more like what corporations are doing, dividends, stock buybacks. This is how we protect our bags and get our bags to pump more over time. And definitely think about your kids and family and yourself for the future. All right, y'all. Again, appreciate y'all. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and more live streams, more videos dropping. Appreciate y'all all for tapping in. Till the next time, y'all. Peace.
Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.